just getting ready.
I really do enjoy the TV and I'm very grateful for it. Though for me, the principal thing, my first love, is the theatre.
Jenny's the only person who's allowed to do this in the world. Obviously we don't normally make that noise.
1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I get to muck around with my best friends for months on end. And it's fun, you know, it's a fun process. The show is fun, so that is what I enjoy the best.
They're shouting. So check your flies, please.
Flies are done up. Thank you. Ian's last job is to check that my flies are done up.
For me, the sort of quintessential Derren is his stage show. It's only then you get the sense of A, how funny he is, B, how sharp he is, how fast on his feet he is, and also his command of an audience is remarkable.
Theatre stuff's loads of fun because you're getting a kind of reaction from an audience every single night. You've got the applause, you've got people on stage reacting, which is really great.
Take the microphone, call it, come to me!
Come to me!
Come to me, come to me, keep calling, even without the mic.
Obviously with the stage, there's more showmanship involved.
Right, back over here, take the mic.
I'm entertaining people for 2.5 hours, so has to be laughs and frights and all the rest of it. And there has to be the kind of ta-da sense of reveal, you know, which is very different from the TV.
Sorry, I'd have loved you to win it. Most people do change their mind at the end. I was really hoping you would. I'm sorry, I'm so sorry. Just very briefly, if I can find my pen, just keep your eyes focused on the easel for a second, please. Oh, no, you've seen him. That's my fault. Sorry, don't take your head off. You've got 20 minutes. Now, by doing this, by blindfolding myself, it becomes easier for me somehow to see the things that you're seeing in your head, even to think the things that you are thinking. And if you want...
The Oracle Act came from a real heyday of mind readers and mentalists in the 20s and 30s, and that sort of act has all sorts of different forms. And this gets used by psychics, gets used in spiritualist churches.
Great, okay, say stop when I...
For me, it's the purest form of mind reading, and it was a huge joy to sort of find my own approach to it.
It's about where this is, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Yes, it'll be in France.
Yes.
You spent time in France.
I remember being sitting in the audience and just hearing gasps of astonishment throughout the whole evening.
Blakey, yes?
Yes, that's just weird,
Can I
yeah.
ask you also, please, you need to whether or not, you're also thinking in your mind whether or not you're going to have any kids is going through your mind, yes?
Oh, crap,
yes?
yeah.
They just, you can see them, their brains are whirring and the cogs are kind of grinding together to try and solve this problem that he's presented them.
You need to look at this. You've been thinking about it, but it's...
Well, Andy Nyman has directed the stage shows and been my principal collaborator for pretty much all of these 10 years. Obviously, we're very dear friends. I'm quite cerebral and he's quite kind of emotional and passionate, and which was always a really interesting team. But at the start, he really kind of, I think, modelled me and turned me into something that was going to be good on TV and watchable. I owe him really everything.
Ladies and gentlemen of the Ghost Stories Company, this is your beginner's call. Your call, please, Mr. Nyman.
Derren's greatest strength is his ability to try things that have never been tried before and have no fear of failure. That's extraordinary, you know. There are so many moments I'm proud of, really, within all of the work. Russian Roulette, live, was incredible, you know, to be there and to have that fear. Those live moments, Lottery, live, God almighty, so frightening. It is fearless.
Obviously, if you're doing anything live, it's risky, because anything could happen, anything could go wrong.
What it means is then the possibility of failure is much greater. But it's that thing of the safer you play, the duller it is.
We're broadcasting from a studio, and for security reasons, and so that nobody else benefits from what I'm doing here, it's just me and two cameramen in here. So
what Derren was risking was his entire reputation, professionally and publicly, and so that was a very scary 10 minutes.
This is my prediction. This prediction was made earlier on today. The numbers are there in numerical order. And we're going to come to this in a minute too.
Someone's written a piece in the papers talking about how it was definitely faked, and you can tell from Derren's fear. We've paused these moments here, and you can see Derren's micro expressions. And well, I am here to tell you that fear was tangible.
Those are the lottery numbers for this week: 2, 11, 23, 28, 35 and 39.
It felt like a tremendous success. It was the most viewed clip on YouTube in the world. You know, it made world headlines. The papers were full of, oh, it was half balls, it was a mirror tube, it was split screen, it was, you know, and then you had all different versions on YouTube of people doing their solutions for it.
It was really exciting to do and a bit nerve-wracking. But the Friday night show, which then purported to reveal how I did it, that really makes me cringe. 6 random numbers came up live in the lottery, yet I knew what they would be beforehand, but not on my own. I had 24 very excited people hoping to predict them for me. The idea was you'd have this sort of slightly fishy explanation all the way through, that it was a wisdom of crowds explanation. And it was supposed to be a little bit kind of, really? Would that work? But then at the end, there was a big twist that actually I'd fixed it. But with the huge amount of scrutiny that eventually came with the show, we realised we couldn't do it. So I ended up, I think, just feeling a bit disingenuous, that I was expecting people to believe that's really how I did it. And I'm always careful not to sort of insult people, or not to just kind of lie like that. So it's the only thing I've done that I'm just not happy with at all. So if I'm ever asked how I predicted the lottery, I'm going to say it was just a trick.